Wanda is considered one of the most passionate and positive people you'll ever meet, both personally and professionally. Her inspirational mentoring, sales, and customer service training has dubbed her to be Wanda D. Hollis, the motivational queen. She launched Wanda D TV, a revolutionary online real estate talk show where local businesses and community leaders discuss their services, issues, and concerns. Wanda is passionate about helping people achieve their goals and dreams. She has gone on to pursue many passions, including her I Am Enough talk show, having a seat on the West Georgia Board of Realtors, author of inspirational and motivational books, and also a strong supporter of several nonprofit organizations within her community. Wanda believes that there's no such thing as bad decisions, only regrets of not making the right attempt. For speaking engagements or to book her for your next event or conference, please visit www.IamEnough365.com.
Come on in the room, y'all. Come on in the room. It is that time. Yes, it is. Y'all see I got this new lipstick on, right? That means something, okay? Let me just tell you that means something. So if I kiss you, don't run. Don't run from the kiss now. Come on in the room. It's me, Wanda D, the motivational queen, your accountability coach, helping you get it done. So what is it that you need to get done on a Monday, on the day before election day? Are y'all, running around here scared? What's going on? What's going on, people? Well, I ain't even got time to talk about that election because it's going to do what it's going to do tomorrow. But what I know is today is time for the Wanda D. Hollis show. And, I got the family. I just in a split second, I said, you know what? This is the family. I'm gonna introduce y'all to the family because the family is in the room and they got something to talk about. I don't know. I'm gonna let them do their thing. I remember, don't shoot the messenger. I am the messenger. So do not shoot the messenger. But I want to give y'all time to come on in the room. Tell me who you are. Tell me where you tuned in from. If this is your first time, say first time. If you come by later and you catch the replay, say replay. And also invite, like, and share. Everybody, if you could, on a count of 3, if you're watching from Facebook, I'm going to count to 3, and I want you to hit that thumbs up button so Facebook will give us some play here. So 1, 2, 3, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. You know what? If I could sing, let me see. Grady got to come on in here and play me a song or something. And this is the Wanda D. Hollis show, where conscious minds come together and talk about whatever the heck they want to talk about. So tonight we're going to be talking about, is the modern day church doing what they supposed to do? What's going on? And how can we make it better if we can make it better? We just want to talk about it. We just want to engage in the conversation. So, you don't need to put your kids to bed, but you can if you want to. But you do need to tune in, and you can, drop a question. If you want to come on, get in here, you can just raise your hand. We have access for a few more folks. So if you interested in participating in this discussion, then come on in the room. What's up, Deborah Jean Bell? What's going on, darling? Deborah Jean Bell over there taking care of the beautiful folks in the big D. In the big D. What's up, Grady Taylor?
Hey, look here. You go and hold on before we get off into what you talking about with the church. Okay. You came in here and talk about some Kiss. Now I got 2 songs that make me think about Kiss. Now this is I'm gonna play just a little of the hook. This is a little of the hook. It's a little blues song, Southern Soul.
All right.
Your juice and lips.
Yeah, okay. That sounds like some catfish need to be frying in the other room.
Hey, that song right there. When you said that kiss, you got a kiss. You got a kiss. You got a kiss from me. You got one from me. I got another kiss. I played this kiss in the church one time. I almost got killed.
Okay.
You better watch out.
Watch out.
Now, like my brother would say.
Oh no.
You gonna mess around and be missing your lips.
You're gonna be missing your lips.
Full of mouth.
What's up, Nana? What's going on? He say he just got out of the booth voted. All right now. All right. What's up, Nurse V?
What's happening?
Attorney at law.
Attorney at law, Nurse V.
Grady got jokes tonight.
He got plenty jokes. What's up, Knowledge?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Well, you
doing good.
You know we're trying to do the best we can.
Yes, sir. What's up, brother?
What we got?
Yeah, what we got?
Well, what we got, we trying to do the best we can with what we got. They said if you got lemons, then make you some lemon water.
Right.
It's true.
And if you don't have lemons, but you have limes, make you some lime water.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. But I want to take a moment for
what if the lemon's rotten?
Knowledge. You fill in.
No, see. Why you put Knowledge on the spot like that?
I had to, because Nurse V came in with her trusty jacket on.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she been to a Mormon meeting.
Y'all gonna stop
Mm-hmm.
disrespecting my blazer, my businesswoman attire.
I like it.
I wasn't Nurse V today.
She got up this morning and said, "Your Honor, may I approach the bench?" You know what I mean?
I was Lady V today.
You was Lady V, okay. But you still haven't addressed the rotten lemons.
You can't use rotten lemons. It's just you can't use them. There's nothing
That's
to
what
say.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know where it come from. Nurse V, Lady V, she's out of order.
Yeah.
She needs a cosmic alignment.
A cosmic alignment.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Y'all heard it. So welcome, Sandra. Sandra joined the party.
Hey.
And Deborah says, "Hey, family, I miss y'all." Yeah, we miss you too.
Exactly. Come on back.
Yeah.
Where you at, Belle? Belle taking care of our seniors in the most loving way possible.
Yay.
Yay. That's right. Love for the seniors. Hey, Lotus Richey. What's going on, Queen? Yes.
Yeah.
So, and Arthur Lynette. You know what, El Michelle, you gonna stop with all these names. Now today she Lynette Jewel. The other day she say, "Call me El Michelle." Okay, I can't with you, Queen. So anyway, she said, "Hey, my queens and kings, Charlotte, North Carolina, checking in." Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Troy in the house, Troy, Michigan in the house. What's up, Nanette? What's going on? Yes, lots of love. Y'all keep them coming. Keep them coming. Yeah. So I want family. I want family to introduce themselves. Nurse V, we'll start with Lady V. Yeah. Is it Lady V or Nurse V today? I don't know.
Anyway. It's Lady V, since I was Lady V all day today. I'm gonna finish the night out as Lady V.
Okay, Lady V.
It's only right.
Okay, so Lady V, introduce yourself to the people that may not be familiar with you.
Well, normally I come on as Nurse V, but as you all just heard, I'm Lady V. I'm actually a nurse. I've been a nurse for 11 years, I believe. I do a little bit, oh God, I'm tongue-tied. Not only do I do nursing, but I also teach emotional intelligence. So I'm on a path. I'm on a holistic path right now, and nursing led me to this path of holistic nursing.
Awesome. And where are you residing at, Lady V?
I'm in Detroit.
You in the Big D?
In the Big D.
All right, now I know something about the Big D.
I know. I know you do.
Knowledge. To introduce yourself to the family, to the listening family.
Before I introduce myself, you young ladies need to behave.
I know, right?
I don't think we can. Nurse B didn't put on that that trustee jacket.
Yeah. Come to Jesus Bible study suit. She got on. That's all right.
And I got my cocktail dress on, so I don't know what's going on.
Y'all gotta act right tonight. Y'all gotta act right tonight.
We act right every night.
Y'all got me and brother.
When it's right is wrong, and when it's right is right.
Exactly.
Yeah, my name is.
I'm gonna act right.
You gonna act right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Everybody out there, my name is Knowledge. How y'all doing? Peace.
That's all you got for him?
Straight cut.
Now
don't ask them where the location is. Don't ask them where the phone number is.
I said introduce yourself to the the people.
I'm doing one more time.
He did.
My name is Knowledge. I do a lot in the community, and I just do a lot for us commerce and stuff like that. And a lot of people call me Knowledge Born as well.
Peace.
All
right, well then that's it. Y'all know Grady. I guess I don't know. I'm kind of scared because
everybody love me. Everybody love me.
Are we on some type of is it the purple moon? Are we still under the purple moon?
No,
the blue moon.
We still under the blue moon.
The cherry moon.
No, we're still in the retrograde.
No, it's gone.
The retrograde is gone?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
We're not real sure.
Some of that energy seems like it's still lingering around.
Sometimes it do if you ground it right. If you're not grounded right, it's not going to do anything to you. You just get up. I mean, you just saw a different light. That's all.
That's it.
Yeah, especially people with bad vibration. It's a wrap.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't have none of that going on. Who asked about my lemon? What's in the lemonade? This is just water, limes. That's all. I'm so positive. I had a fabulous bath before I joined y'all. Let me just tell y'all about my life right now.
Tell it.
Hey, Grady.
We got all night.
Yeah.
We got all night. We got as long as it takes. So I had this emotion, and I have learned so many things today. I was just traveling around the universe, started out with a beautiful breakfast this morning with my California sunshine friend, and met a most outstanding waitress. She was just great at what she did. And you always recognize greatness when people are in they thing. Mm-hmm. And then I hung out, over there with our buddies over there, Knowledge, in the international mall.
Yeah.
So I was over there, and Shelly taught me some things. So I came home and made me some Epsom salt. I had all the ingredients, so I was doing it all wrong. So I did it right today. Okay. And then I turned off all the lights. I didn't even want no candles in the bath. I just turned off all the lights and took a dark bath.
That's cool too, because you come from the triple dark, so you're supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. And that falls into the line of you 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. You being dark energy matter. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Which
also see, I be doing stuff. Don't even know I be doing it right.
Yeah, it formulates the carbon and the melanin in your body. But you also supposed to sleep in the dark. A lot of people don't know that. Black people supposed to sleep in the dark.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Wow, that's why we call them Knowledge.
Yeah, that's not true.
So
teach.
Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Yes. Yeah. So that's what I did, and so I'm coming up from out of my triple dark bath.
Yeah.
I feel amazing. I was amazing before I went in there, but I was tired because I had been running, doing a lot of driving today, soaking up a lot of energy, giving a lot of energy. So everything was just a great day. Mm-hmm. And I had to readjust myself for tonight because I knew y'all was gonna come in here clowning, in a good way.
That's not true.
It's not true.
You started, Wanda. You started.
I think Nurse V started it.
How? All I did was wear my jacket.
Mm-hmm. Nah,
I agree with you, Wanda. Nurse V did it. Lady V.
Yeah, she set the tempo. That's right. She set the one. Yeah. You're right. She did set the tempo for the discussion of Detroit.
I should have came on and said, first giving honor to God, who's the
Lord, yeah, I'm not with them.
the
Lord.
head of all our lives.
I am not with them, Father.
You do look like First Lady. The only thing's missing is your big hat.
I look like First Lady.
Yep.
The conservative one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, conservative one. Yeah.
No.
It'd be a couple different types of first ladies.
She's a trustee at the church.
That's right.
Oh, trustee.
Yeah.
Put me over the money.
Yeah.
They
over the building fund.
Most of the time they all be over the money. But anyway, I'm not gonna let y'all totally act out here because I'm just having so much of a good time. Let me see. So author Lynette M. Jewell, aka L. Michelle Jewell.
AKA.
AKA she said this. Knowledge, what about my salt rock lights that what I sleep with?
Arthur Lynette M. Jewell. I don't know. If I don't know, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not I don't have knowledge about your salt rock light, anything like that or whatever. I would do some research on it.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's that salt rock thing that they kind of made up and you plug it in. It's not really a salt. I don't know. I don't know.
I seen them. I seen them at a few stores.
Mm-hmm.
I learned this today about headaches, that the amethyst laid on your head will take away the headache.
It will.
Hold on. Layman's term for public school right here. Can you
the amethyst, the crystal amethyst, if you have a headache and you put it on your head, and it'll start to do its thing, the energy from it, and it'll ease out that headache.
Right.
I never heard of that.
So I
also got to keep the amethyst worn either around you or in sunlight.
In sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
And what does it do?
It charges it up.
Okay. So to keep it charged, you need to put it in the sunlight.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it keeps the purple crystal, right?
Yes, it keeps your crown chakra open as well.
Oh, your third eye.
That's great. That was Addie's. That's Addie's birthstone. So I bought her that when she was like 2, and she would carry it around. And she brings me rocks when she's outside and she's collect stuff. And I went over there the other day. She said, "Queen, I got you something." And she went in her room and she came out with the earth rock, the one that's black and white. Yeah. So so that's what we do. We be into these rocks and these crystals and stuff, talking to these trees and plants.
Nature.
Into the nature. So today's topic is the modern church helping or hurting us? So let's kick this party off. Y'all ready? If y'all ready, y'all tune in. Y'all say y'all ready. Let me get some thumbs up in the chat room and let me know that you're ready. Somebody said to you, Nurse V, where are your funky eyeglasses?
Really?
For the first lady. I guess you need funky eyeglasses. I don't know. Is that true knowledge?
It is true. Some first ladies do wear the funky eyeglasses.
First of all, I'm not really a first lady.
They wear the hats of Venus, the hats.
You are today.
The rings around it, they wear them hats like that, like on the jet.
I'm gonna kill him in church this morning with this outfit right here.
I'm so out of touch. I didn't know that was the protocol now. Okay.
I had one first lady. She asked me. She said, "Where can I get them gazelles at?" I told her the store.
You thought they were gonna be in a collection plate. Well, Knowledge, you know what? Knowledge, now your background is in what? Because I know you were offered a pastoral position, weren't you?
Yeah, I was offered to be an elder at a church, and I was in process of them giving me a church as well. Southeast Illinois Jurisdiction Church of God in Christ. They called me the Scripture Man.
Okay.
Okay.
All
so
right.
how was your journey in your religious walk? When did you how did that manifest?
It was dealable, but once I started asking my pastor and my bishop questions, they did not answer. And my pastor got upset with me. He hit his hand on his desk. He said, "The old saints listen to the pastor, and whatever the pastor said do, that's what the old saints did." And I told him, "I'm supposed to follow you as you follow Christ." He said, "Am I not following Christ?" I said, "You are, but you are not, because the Bible says you're supposed to give an answer to every man, especially if you're a pastor. And you're supposed to let your yays be yays and your nays be nays."
Mm-hmm.
And I went to him on the basis of building. We call that in consciousness building, but in the church they call it iron sharpen iron, so does men sharpen men. And that's how we know different dialogue, and we build each other up with different perspectives and stuff like that. But yeah, it wasn't like that when I was in church. You listen to the pastor and that was it. If you was an elder or something like that, you preach maybe once or twice a year. But other than that, the main person they heard from was the pastor.
Oh man.
So they really wasn't feeling you asking these questions.
Nah, especially when I was pertaining to knowledge and stuff like that, and I started going on my own journey. Like certain books in the Bible we don't read. And I was saying, how can we get a full understanding? At that time, I was saying understanding before I started learning what overstand mean and what understand means in commerce. So he would never answer the question directly.
You was a threat, my brother. You was a threat.
Yeah. I broke one of the 40 laws of power. It's called outshining your master.
Yeah. I've been a member of the Baptist Church and the Church of Christ Church. But go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, talk about that for a minute.
Well, one time I had to speak at the not the convocation, but the one of our jurisdiction meetings, where you got a group of churches that meet quarterly, and we meet at one of the pastors' church, and that at that particular time the ministers or the elders would go forth. I went forth, and the crowd went crazy, and after that, I was cut down. And then it really didn't go too well anyway, because I was asking questions as well. I asked why we don't read out the book of Jasher, what's up with the book of Enoch. I was asking little questions like that. When we look up Adam and Eve, they white, what I'm saying? I'm south. And in school I was into science, so I knew two white people can make a black man, so it was just simple stuff like that.
Wow.
The pastor was like this.
Exactly. So were you brought up in Kojic faith, or
No,
is it?
I wasn't. My family church is actually a Baptist church. But I wasn't brought up in Kojic. I decided to go there after my Baptist pastor passed away. And I was filling the guy out, the pastor, whatever. But you have to realize at that time I didn't have no knowledge. I didn't have no knowledge of self. And also too, in my community, it was either Baptist, Jehovah's Witness, Christianity. So
Same here.
Yeah, and I kind of felt him because he seemed like he knew something that I can learn from him, and that's when I started attending his church.
Wow. So, Grady, you was going to add something to that. You said you did what first? Both?
No, I was a member as a kid. I grew up in the Baptist church, and then as an adult, I attended Church of Christ. Only two ministers that I know, they like word for word with the Bible. Shout out to Pastor Dawson down in Brunswick, Georgia. Man, he's a Bible teacher. I remember I challenged him one day on a low key, but he a good dude, And also shout out to my minister Edward Keaton at Church of Christ here in Boulder Crest on Church of Christ. Those are two good churches. Two great ministers.
Two teachers.
Yeah. Yes. Teachers.
So
yes.
I think that's the difference, right? You have people that's in ministry that some teach and some really don't. some preach.
Yeah, some
That's
preach.
true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But some of those, excuse me, y'all, for saying this. Some of them preachers are just pimps in the pulpit.
Oh, definitely.
Because I used to work security a lot at a lot of clubs, some gentlemen clubs, and I saw some ministers in the gentlemen's club. You know, so I was like, I can't take them serious. You know, but each his own. I know they have to have their entertainment, but
really,
yeah, I know
They're human, cousin.
Yeah,
but still, isn't there like some type of like the whole leadership thing? I mean, when you're into that position, I get to being a man and all of that kind of stuff, but talk to me about that. What does that mean?
I think
you do supposed to have. Go ahead, DJ Grady.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think they go out there maybe just for relatable content for the message or something like that. Because you hear some ministers that preach, they use some secular saying in their slang in their sermons to try to engage with the younger parishioners and stuff like that. But the thing is with me personally that I have against the church is that they always judge you. If you sin or you this and that. That's why I stopped going to church, because people just look at you judgmentally. So, and I know the Bible said, judge not that you be judged, So, it's just, I don't know. But each his own.
I think I felt most condemned when I was a regular churchgoer.
You do?
Yeah. I did.
So I take it you don't go to church now, like the traditional church?
I show up every now and then.
Oh, okay.
Before COVID hit.
Don't wear that suit to church, because mother's gonna get mad at you.
I was brought up in church, Baptist faith, Southern Baptist as well. I had to be there for Sunday school, Wednesday Bible study, Thursday evening prayer meeting, Saturday choir rehearsal. And I remember not going to church one Sunday, and I wanted to go skating, and I couldn't go skating because I didn't go and serve the Lord this particular Sunday. So I have a background, I was brought up, I know the Bible, but as I got older and started having my own life experiences and exploring other religions as well, a lot of it didn't make sense to me anymore.
What parts didn't make sense?
Well, first of all, I mean, like the pastor or bishop of whoever, they should be held, to a certain level. But also, I think it creates an illusion. Like, as a parishioner, you're putting all your faith in this person that you're seeing up here in this pulpit. And in my opinion, and in my experiences, I have just as much as power, if not more, that you're professing and claiming that you have.
All right, Nurse V. I ain't trying to cut you off. I got to put something in there. In commerce, there's a maximum law that says one man doesn't know anything, but many men know everything. So you cannot listen to just one man. And if you listen to many men, you need to take it from an unbiased opinion, and you research what they said, and then you pull out what is pertaining to you, and that's what you use. Go ahead, Lady V.
And what I also discovered, like, I'm not biased against any religion, because I can take and pull something and apply it to my life from all the religions. The ones that I am aware of, like the Jehovah's Witnesses. I love how they believe in so much of what they believe in that they're willing to knock on strangers' doors and give you their message, right? I like the Buddhists because they meditate. The Muslims, the fasting and the praying. So I can pull something from each religion and make it work for me.
Yeah. I like any religion that don't celebrate Christmas, because I don't want to feel pressure to buy gifts.
Hey, Grady, I'm with you on that, man. I'm with you on
that. What you got to say, Wanda? What? Speechless? What?
Never that. Never that. I'm just, I'm the messenger. I'm the moderator. I think that's right.
Yeah, you moderate. But one thing I want to say this. One thing I noticed about churches, when their parishioners in need, like they say they have a light bill or utility bill. I'm not gonna call no church name, but they told one of my friends that to bring they wanted to check their
bank
accounts and see if they've been tithing correctly, and they want to check the church records to see have they been tithing and how many times have they been tithing. They probably collect $1 million in a service or something like that. They have a lot of members that tithes a lot of money. They have this big Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket they pass around through the church. And somebody need a light bill paid. I thought the church supposed to help people, and they get. Don't get me started on the church, but they get so much.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. I was on a talk on Saturday, and that's what they were talking about. How I guess there was a time where the church would have done more work in the community to help one another. Like, if somebody said, well, Nurse V need a light bill paid, then we're going to take up a collection for Nurse V. Then we're going to give that money to Nurse V. It wasn't, you got to prove that your light bill, that your light's off, and we got to come by your house, and we got to call, Mishkan and all this other kind of stuff. So it was different. And I see
the benevolent fund.
Yeah, I see church. It's like any business.
It is a business.
That's what I'm saying. And it's a big business.
A big business. Yeah, and then in commerce, the church fall up under the 501c3, which is church and state. They say church and state don't mix. That's a lot because the church had to go to the state to get the license.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when the preachers get ordained, sometime the license they may pull through the state. So church and state does mix. And I'm gonna give you an example. When happened when Michael Brown got shot in St. Louis, it was a Baptist church out there that gave some of the protesters some milk for their eyes because the policeman had sprayed them with the pepper spray stuff. Yes, the mace. So the next day, the pastor and the first lady was arrested, but they say church and state don't mix. Was arrested. To this day, we have not found out what they was arrested for, but I'm sure it was for helping those protesters. And a lot of in the 501c3 in commerce, you are a creature of the state, and it's a IRS code. I gotta find it. It says anything in the United States within the United States is for the benefit of the United States. A lot of people don't notice when you have LLC, C corps, S corps, you're a secretary for that particular structure, that structure of business. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to it that they don't know, and the church don't make it better because if we constantly on our knees praying, that's taking away the fight in the man. That's taking away the fight in the woman. You get what I'm saying? And right now we losing the fight. And we are strengthened in numbers with unity. If the church would unify, I'm not going to blame the church. I'm going to say all of us need to unify for as a melanated population or community. But when the agenda is being pushed, it's pushed sometimes through the church.
Yes, it is.
And then on top of that, when the agenda is pushed in the church, then the other masses fall in line with it because the church is kind of like, a trust thing. Trustworthy and the pastor and this is that. But I asked the pastor this one time. I said, if that was your son that got shot that the police shot, what would you do? And he looked at me with a plain face. He said, son, I would just pray to the Lord. You wouldn't do that.
I'm finding the next of kin.
High sound knowledge.
Son, I would just pray to the Lord.
The grill.
He be knocking on my door. Knowledge, I need an extra banana clip. Yeah,
you got them.
Huh? You said banana clip? Oh, y'all, I keep my clip now. I'm in my office. I got my toys in here. But yeah,
absolutely.
So
I'm not gonna say the church is a hurt to the people because that's what started my beginning in knowledge. You know, and I used to pray all the time. You know, I used to pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And I used to learn a lot of scripture. I know scripture to this day by heart. I mean, I could quote 50 right now. It's no problem. You know, and then once I started elevating as a man, as a person, then it was like, yo, you outshining the pastor, or yo, you doing this and doing that. I was the only elder in my church that passed the elder test. This man got up and preached. He said, it's not about the words, you know, it's the spirit. So now you're saying I got the word, but I ain't got the spirit. So it was always something, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying every church is like that, but I did learn a lot in my church days, and I took that and I grew from it.
So did I.
And I think that's what it's all about. I have a question. And okay. So Demetria said, "Hey crew, y'all say hey Demetria."
Hey Demetria.
Hey Demetria.
Hello there.
And Garen is watching. Garen said, "Man, I need to be on this one." Garen, come on in. You want me to send you the link?
Yeah, I can send it to him. Yeah, because he
send Garen
minister immune.
Come on, let the minister in. Let the minister in.
Yeah. Come on.
So I have a question about, you know, because we shifted in as far as, and I guess I'm basically maybe asking the people listening the effects of being virtual. How do y'all think that has messed with the word, the monies or the commerce of the church? Because
it ain't messing with their money because they gonna keep asking for that money.
Yeah.
All these pastors have cash apps, PayPals. I know one pastor, he even got an international way you can pay him.
Yeah.
And it come to him.
Yeah.
So what is the church doing at that point? There's not a building, and aren't we supposed to? Because this is what I did with my kids when they were very small. We taught them community service. Like we would for the holidays, we went to, what was that place over there, Squeak, on
over in the cast corridors?
Not the cast corridors. That's a little bit too deep for me now. But
that's where the homeless hang out at.
The soup kitchen. Yeah, so we would take them to the soup kitchen we would feed, you know, we would help out there, and then and we had our own like prayer, reading, educational time, you know, together. So I always taught them because I always knew that the parents are the teachers. You know, the mother is the first teacher to that child. So at the point of now, you have people that if you going to church, and it's almost like you go there and then you leave, and whatever you went there to get, you left it inside of the church. Because then you go out and you go back into that life of chaos. Because I don't see them, like and it's just my experience, and don't get mad at me, but from when COVID came, I saw more scaredy pants than anything. And then but yet they were connected to this organization of faith.
No faith.
Well, no faith, right? So I'm like, well, goodness, you know, it's like, it was almost like you were being attacked.
Yeah.
And I said, wow. I said, well, what about all them scriptures you've been reading every Sunday?
And they can drink the poison and it won't do nothing to them.
Right. I mean, that's like the snake handlers, right? You know those churches, and they don't be afraid, but then you learn that they've really taken out the stinger. So it was all an act.
Yeah. I mean, people have been programmed to give and to tithe and do this and that for the church. Even if they can the church can shut down and they can go to a hotel, you know, people still send their tithes in. And I don't know, is it mind control? I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is, DJ Grady. It's fear. It's fear, and it's fear. And a lot of it has to do because the church is nothing but a club. You say you go there for spiritual growth, spiritual understanding. You know, I'm saying understanding for the sake of the people, and it's fear, false evidence appearing real. You go, a lot of people go there broke. They get a last, and then one thing I do not like when a pastor get up and preach. This is the message right here. This is the time right here. Give your last, and God is gonna give it to you 100-fold. Right now.
Don't be laughing, Earthy.
You got that thing packed.
I like how you change your voice every time.
That's how they be talking. But look,
they do real talk.
He preached that, give 100-fold. I've seen some people perish on that very message.
Yeah.
And you know what the church do? They get dressed and they go right to church. And they don't even ask about sister so-and-so or brother so-and-so.
That's correct.
And that brother or that sister be hanging in the bound, wait for the pastor to pull up. And I asked a lot of bishops and pastor this. I said in a book, it said you're supposed to leave that 99 and go get the one. And the one still waiting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's one thing.
Now, they be coming for you.
Yeah, they be coming for me. I like it. I love it.
The thing I like about some of the Church of Christ, they will come get you. I remember one day I kind of shot hooker from church. I'm like, I'm not going to church. I'm not going to church. Man, a group of brothers came to the house, knocked on the door. Nah, bro, you coming?
Now that's good. Know? That's brotherhood.
Yeah.
We need that. That's cool.
Right, but that's what it's supposed to be about. Because I know with my grandparents, you notice when they were, because my grandfather was a deacon and my grandmother was a mother, but first she was a deaconess, and they went out every Sunday, not just on Sundays, but they went out during the week to check on certain people that did not come to church. I mean, they really went into the sick and the shut-ins, because Granny would be sewing clothes and taking them dishes and them dinners there. They would go in there and pray and lay hands on them and all this other kind of stuff. I mean, they did this like all the time, as I was right there with them, you know, because it was like, if Miss So-and-so didn't come to church, let's go check on her. Let's go see what's up with Miss Smith and Miss Johnson or whatever, you know. So is the church still like that?
No, it's a big shift.
It's not. I'm gonna tell you something else too. In the 70s, the 80s, the early part of the 90s, the church used to do that, and a lot of them mothers and them elderly men, brethren that used to pass away, used to lead the church with big money. But now, a lot of these churches are still eating off that money, because a lot of these people who were sick, they had money. And they and the churches come check on them, and they move their heart, so they would add that church into the to their will, their paperwork, and stuff like that. And I know a lot of churches got their first big church off of somebody passing away.
Wow,
it'd be 100 with you. 100.
Wow.
Take that money
you get greedy, and it is a little greed there. It is a little greed there, because you got to think about it. I'm not working. I'm preaching. I'm reading the Bible every day. I'm riding around. I'm looking good every day. I can just smile, wave my hands at the people, kiss the baby on the cheek, shake a few hands. Boom! I get a fat paycheck. You says the anointing of God. No, it's not. That's called business.
Exactly. And then you got 5 and 6 other churches.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And then they have pastor appreciation, where they obligate members to donate $500. You can't get $500. No, they started with $1,000. You can't give $1,000, get $500. Can't get $500, you get $300. We need $300 for every member in the church. Pastor need a new car. Pastor need this. But you got parishioners starving, need food and groceries.
Exactly.
You know, it just, I don't know. It just.
Okay, so hold on. Go ahead, Grady. I'm sorry. I wanted to.
No, go ahead. No, I'm gonna say I only been to one real church that really gave. I'm gonna say at Bright Star in Brunswick, Georgia. I seen them do more for the community, and the pastor, like, he'll the money that he raised for church, he'll help his parishioners, and then sometimes he'll pay out his pocket for the utilities of the church and stuff like that. So he's a real humble dude, man, real dude, man, a real preacher, real minister.
That's real. That's doing, to me, that's the real work. So, but then too, okay, so a lot of churches now are shifting more into like the economics of it, like teaching different things like that. And I think they should, because
prosperity merits
right, I think so. But what do you think about the shift that they're doing now? Because I know certain churches do it and certain churches just come to Sunday.
I'm gonna tell you like this: if the church is not teaching the people about economics and credit, this is a credit-based system. If the church is not giving the members some form of knowledge, see, this is a smart church, and I'm gonna put this on the airway. You set up a church, a 501c3. Once you set up the church 501c3, you set up a 508 Corp Sole. Once you set up the 508 Corp Sole, you set up your either C Corp, S Corp, either LLC, before you can maneuver in the public. Even though you can get 501c3s, you can get a bank account or a business bank account with that. But listen, you got to be smart with it. You set them up. Once you set that up, you set up a church trust. Once you set up that church trust, you get you a board. Once that board is set up, then you get the highest members in that particular congregation that that's going to be trustworthy. And then you start funneling down the information. Get your credit cleaned up. And every member, if I had a church, every member in the church would have to start a business, do an LLC. And we will have business meetings. Because even though you give it unto the Lord, it's a business. I know a church was so desperate one time about building his church. He said, go get a payday loan. The Lord would pay it back. What kind of crazy? No knowledge. No knowledge.
I like that. Knowledge, I think we should start a church.
No, I'm not starting.
I know that's right, knowledge.
I'll come.
That's for somebody else.
I'll be the deacon.
But I'm serious.
Grady will be the deacon.
We do need to start teaching more economics in the church, more about business, investing, because if the member if he's happy coming to church and learning, he's gonna always come. After the first war, I forgot, I think it's the first war, I can't remember where I read it at. After the first war, they started going to church, but when they started going to that church, it was teaching them like carpentry, it was teaching them skills. The church don't teach that no more. People in the church be worried about where you work at, what you look like,
how much you make,
what kind of car you driving,
what kind of car you driving,
what side of town you live on.
Yeah, what side of town you live on. Is your pinstripes Woodfield, or you got that good stuff?
So it sounds like church has become more commercialized than anything.
What kind of weave you got on? That's that bad wig. She got that bad wig.
I was at one church in Texas, and I don't know, shout out to y'all who watching from Texas. They took a Beyonce song and made it a church song. We come to party. We come to party. They said, we come to give praise. I said, you know what? It's gone too far.
But the scripture tells you to make what's that scripture knowledge where it tells you to
make a hot 100?
No, make noise.
Make praises and noise and stuff. That's cool, but it also tell you be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. If you give off into that secular set, that means you have not renewed your mind. That means you telling you the God that you believe in can't give you a song of some type of edification for the people that they can jingle jam to, because that's all they doing. You know what I'm saying? You got somebody in church who say they go to church, they listen to secular music, and then they feel like I can bring it to church, and then they bring it to church. Somebody said nothing wrong with paying tithes. I never said anything was wrong with paying tithes. What I'm saying is you can pay your tithes and stuff like that, but at the same time, if the church is not doing its due diligence as to keeping the people informed, because they go there for information besides the Bible.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with paying tithes. Arthur, Tisha, Janae.
Look at this.
I got a question about that. Okay, so I don't know over in Kojic, but I do know in Baptist, we under the New Testament, right? Mm-hmm. Everything in the Old Testament is kind of obsolete a little bit, right? We under this new covering. Okay, nothing over there in the New Testament speak about tithing. Nope. It just says give.
Yeah, you mean give your time, your wisdom, whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
But I want to pass the. I want to play some offering music. But they always play that happy music that makes you want to give all your money. And the preacher would say, "Walk heavy." My granddad was a pastor, so he was like, "Walk heavy." We're gonna play some tithes and offering music for the people that listen.
Deborah Jean Bell say she went to church. They had the 10, 20, 50, and $100 line.
Yeah.
Look, because the trustees don't want to have to be sifting through that money. Just put all of the $10 money over there. Put all the 20s here. All the 50s here.
Right.
Don't they know we on air?
Want to check this out? Here you go. Yeah, come and give it church. Come on, church. Come on, dig deep into your pocket. Come on down to the altar here and put your blessing in the basket. Come bless the Lord. Bless the Lord, y'all. Come on. They got DJs in the church and everything.
They do.
What's up, brother G?
Yo.
I apologize. I don't know what's going on with my camera today, y'all.
Okay. G Clark. G Clark in the building.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Bro, hey, bro. Now he's the minister of music. This is a guy from the Grady Taylor Show. Mechanic, chef, bartender, minister of music, minister on sales.
He got all of the businesses.
Yeah. How have the church changed on COVID? I know because you just started back going, right?
Well, can I go back just a little bit?
Just go back.
Just a little bit.
Come on.
I think the church has suffered like many organizations have suffered. But in the church, history is starting to repeat itself. If anybody knows the teaching, like y'all was talking about the New Testament, anybody knows the teaching of Jesus Christ, he got away with doing miracles, which could have been considered witchcraft, which could have been punishable by death. He did work on the Sabbath, which could have been punishable by death. They didn't kill him until he messed with the business of the church. And that's what I think is getting to with a lot of churches these days. Now, it's kind of a place where it's important to us because we can go back further than, of course, the 90s, 80s, and 70s. We can go back to slavery time. That was when people were emboldened to leave. What would you do? You go down by the riverside, you have a little service, and you talk code. Let's fast forward to slave rebellions over in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. The same church that was shot up by Dylan Roof was the same church that what's my man name? Oh God. You had Morris Brown, and then you had I cannot think of his name to save my life right now, but they had in the church, they playing an uprising. You understand what I'm saying? So the church has been always a special place for the Black community. However, I think right now business and greed
is running the church.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I can say that the one that I'm at is a family church. It's one of the oldest churches in Georgia, Black churches, Basket Creek in Douglasville. And we still kind of, we feed the hungry, we go see the sick. There's churches that actually do what they're supposed to do. However, bad apples will will take the limelight every time.
The bunch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they get all the attention. And I guess that's what we're talking about, and then how to make the shift within some of the congregations. So I like the fact that, as Knowledge was saying, churches do need to start learning how to relate and then teaching things, like instead of shoving stuff under the rug, like the credit and why did the house go in foreclosure, and just certain things that if it's going to be the church and the church is about the community, then let's take care of the community at large.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you from a minister standpoint, you get pastors that start preaching truth, or they go a little too deep. The parishioners don't respond. A lot of times, deacon boards. I've seen deacon boards run a pastor. You understand what I'm saying? And basically, some would rather have the hoop and holler and not have any substance
to feel good,
because it feels good. It sparks something in them, rather than me talking to you person to person. Because y'all know sometimes financial talks, them numbers can make your eyes cross. And a lot of our people, and I'm just being honest, a lot of our people, they perish from a lack of knowledge or a desire for knowledge.
Yeah.
They rather go over what they believe than what they know, because if brother knowledge hit me in the face, all y'all would believe the level of pain. The only one that knows it is me. You understand? Right. But we like to hang on believe rather than knowing. That's it. I'll shut up.
I agree with that. Speaking from one time when I was in church, and as a young man, as a young elder, when I was in church, I saw that, the people love the feel good more than the actual facts.
Right.
And when you give them the facts, you was more outcast, like, oh, he ain't agreeing, because I would get with the feel good, but let's get to the root of it. A lot of times as a leader, you need to get to the root of it. And I was just trying to, show my pastor that, like, we got to get to the root of it. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't worried about that. You know what I'm saying? He was worried about something else, not that. And the people love to feel good, so they would make sure they got they see how them knobs shine and they ready to go. But then like Wanda was saying, once they leave the church, they got to deal with that whole situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's not cool. That's not edification. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why us as a people will go to a place like that of worship, feel good, and then we don't get nothing taken care of. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or as the people or as a congregation. There's nothing wrong with talking about financing and us being having some form of financial literacy, because we need it in order for the church to go further.
Exactly.
Tiasha had a comment down here. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
Church that would ask you for the tax information and check stubs and tell you what you have to pay when you join the church.
Coming through the door.
No, and this right here means that the church doesn't have faith in you.
Wow.
For you to do the right thing. And they're more concerned about the dollar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And not the dignity.
And I noticed some ministers, they sell books and stuff like that. But the ones that get me, the ones that on TV with those that have that holy oil, send me a love offering of $5,000. I get you this holy water from Jerusalem. That came straight out the toilet. That's cold.
Now you know you could buy that holy water, Grady. Who you playing with? Stop playing.
I had one preacher call himself trying to pray over my eye, over my vision. Told me, so you gonna see? I ain't saw nothing.
You still can't see.
Still can't see. I'm gonna heal your eyes. I should have busted in ears.
Knowledge. Do you think? Question for knowledge. Do you think the church kind of aids in people's codependence?
What you mean codependent? What do you mean?
Like, for instance, when Wanda was talking about when COVID hit, like you had people that's been in church for 40 years, but they faltered. And what I mean by that, like they've been in church all this time, and instead of like establishing a level of faith for when stuff happened, they look towards the church or the pastor or the leader for, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you supposed to be wise, and it says in all you'll get it, understanding.
Mm-hmm.
So you supposed to also have the power to foresee. That's the prophesy part of it, or having some type of prophecy. Um, but yeah, I mean the people will always lean to the church because you're going there your whole life. Some people going to that particular building 3-4 times a week. So that's
Right.
all they know.
Right.
So when COVID hit, a lot of places did lose faith. A lot of them turned to media. You know what? Like I told you guys when I was on here before, what media means: multi-ethnic destruction in America, also maniac European devils in action. And when the people turned to the media, you start going for the show. It was Shakespeare's playground, and he was playing it. He had the script writ out, and everybody had masks on. You know what I'm saying? And then for the ones who didn't wear a mask, they were locking up pastors. But they say church and state don't mix. So how if church and state don't mix, how you have the power to come lock up my pastor? If we believe we're gonna be fine during COVID, then you should not be coming locking up the pastor talking about he's spreading the epidemic or something like that or whatever. But yeah, a lot of people, and then churches also got to have things set up, some type of fund just in case a natural disaster happen or something happen like this to assist the people somewhat.
Yeah. I noticed one particular church is buying a lot of property, so like apartment complexes, homes, and stuff like that. Even build a retirement center. So you have some churches that's doing that, and parishioners have, if you're a member of the church, they will, you have first deals to apply for their apartments or whatever like that. The only thing that gets me with that church is like, I've been a lifetime member of that church. I grew up in the church, helped build the church, all that stuff as a kid. My mom passed, and we wanted to go back, and it was that's when I recognized it was a business. They said, okay, if you want to do the service here for this amount of time, it's this fee.
This much money.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, it's a business. I didn't get upset. I knew then it was a business. So if you're not a member of the church, if you're not a member of the church, just be prepared to pay.
Yeah. Be prepared to pay
for the funeral. Yeah, be prepared to pay the church for the service.
Yeah,
or you're gonna go down the riverside. You're gonna lay down.
Let me make it clear. I'm not here to defend anybody doing wrong.
Right.
I mean, my grandma always say right is right and it wrong nobody. And those that misuse their power, there's a special place for them. I ain't got it. I can't send them. However, it is what it is. I think that, a lot of people, they see funeral homes making money. And so they're like, why not? I don't know, man. That's a hard one. I can't defend them. I can't defend them at all.
Right. You're right. It is a hard one, man. It is a hard one for real.
And we're not really I don't think anything has to be defended, because whatever's going on is going on. And we can all agree that, like you said before, G. Clark, your church is helping the community. Your church, you're part of a congregation that's serving. But I guess what we're talking about too is that there's so many congregations that's not serving. There's a lot of people in leadership that aren't leading. There's a lot of people that aren't being educated. And I know when I was in Detroit and I was a part of the Home of Love, one thing the Queen, she always taught us is you have to get to know Christ for yourself. So she always encouraged that one-on-one relationship with Christ, and then Christ is a consciousness. So if that's so, then we have to really fall in love with ourselves. And when you're in love with yourself, and then you are in love with people, and that will force you to do the right thing for people. And I think a lot of this is just being us not being taught the things that we should be taught, so we can be independent. Because we shouldn't, you shouldn't, it's like your child. You don't want your child to never be able to leave home. You want to equip them with what they need so they can leave home. Right. And that's what we're saying about, about what's going on here today.
Yeah, and that's important because, I tell everybody, and it's backed up by my pastor. He'll be the first one to tell you, don't look for me to pray for you. Right. I will pray with you. Right. But praying with you means that you have to open up your mouth and pray for yourself. There's so many people that will sit there and have something happen to them Monday and wait all the way to Sunday.
That's what I'm saying.
For a pastor
codependency,
to pray to a God like he don't hear you. I mean, if you are spiritual, you are a spiritual being. We all can agree that even if we can't agree that what God there is, we have to agree that there's something that is bigger than us. If we all close our eyes right now, I can show you. I could tell you, close your eyes and imagine a beach, and imagine you're sitting in a chair. You can hear the waves coming, and here we are. I'm in Atlanta. And for some reason, I can take myself to a Cancun. I can take myself mentally somewhere where my body is still somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's not something that, science can explain. So if we're all spiritual, we have the ability to all do that. You mean you can't talk to the same one that has given you the ability to do that? Come on, man.
Sometimes pastors take that power away from the people because they want the members to come to the pastor for everything, which is kind of rough, in a sense, because I'm gonna say a pastor's a boss, and I'm gonna take it from a millionaire billionaire perspective. Most millionaires, billionaires, they have people up under them that do the majority of the work. Yep. Even though the millionaire billionaire might be the person come to the meeting as a mouthpiece, but he have people under them that do the work, and sometimes pastors have to do that. They have to let the people under them do the work, and not continue to let the people come and he doing all the work. The codependence or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it is about elevation. You know what I'm saying? Right. I came from church, and then I came over to knowledge of self, and and a lot of my people in the conscious community, they be like, well, man, why you don't bash the church? Because that's where I started getting my understanding from. Exactly. And my understanding went from understanding to overstanding. You know, and that was just me being a natural born leader too. You know what I'm saying? And really observing the things that was going on in particular, you know what I'm saying, churches and stuff like that. But yeah, the codependency is there, and they do push it. They push it.
Heavy. And that's what I meant about it kind of sometimes give people a false illusion, like they don't have that ability to tap into that power, to get that prayer answered or whatever that they may be seeking, the healing or whatever. And you were born with it.
Absolutely. And nobody can take that away from you. Now the appreciation, coming as a staff member from a church, especially minister of music, I can understand how money can play a part there, because minister of music, it is a job. It is.
It is a job.
You have to give people insight, just insight. I'm not defending nobody. I can just tell you about what I do. I have to deal with 3 musicians. We have to get together, get music together. I have a praise team. I have an adult choir, a youth choir, men's choir, women's choir, all different voices, all different vocal ranges. You have to plan, prepare this, that, and the third. You have to know what they can do, and you got to know more about what they can't do. So dealing with all of that is a job in a sense. And if you have somebody good at that, the church is put in a position sometimes because, if that person feels that they are worth something, absolutely, which, I mean, I can't tell you whether you are or not. I can't tell you whether you got to take pay or not. But if you're worth something, best believe when another church come and hear you do what you do, an offer may be made.
So, but that's a good point, G. Clark, because I don't really think that do you think that there's something wrong with being paid in the church, like as the minister of music?
I don't. I honestly don't. Because it's a little bit easier now because music can be streamed, but 10 years ago, I had to buy CDs. I had to buy CDs. I had to print out either coming from my printer or the church printer, print out sheets of music. If we needed a play or something like that, provide lighting. Sometimes it's the minister of music's responsibility to replace drum parts. Of course, when speakers go out, because y'all done blown the speakers out, this, that, and the third, hey, that falls on the musician. So, like, to me, I think an honest compensation is due. Same to a pastor that is really doing what they're supposed to do. Now, my pastor also works. However, the church they grant him a weekly stipend. You know what I'm saying? So that's something agreed from the board. And it's not necessarily the pastor running everything. And that's how this church has been. This church is over 160 years old. So they started off as a brush harbor that used to have service by the Chattahoochee River, and then moved down a couple miles away. The church has been burned down 3 times. It's gone through a whole bunch of stuff. My grandmother has done a great work of making it a national historic site. Yeah, you understand? So, like, and like I said, this week we have a food giveaway. We're not going to stores and getting expired food. No. Everybody pitches in, and we get fresh. We got turkey giveaway coming up next weekend for Thanksgiving. So, like, there are places that do right, and it honestly takes money. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't judge the club. I guess because you can see the drink that you about to drink, but hey, you got to pay the waitresses, you got to pay the cooks, you got to pay the staff, you got to pay security. So, like, that's where I think it can get a little muddy. But however, the $10, $20, the prayer lines, all of the other stuff, that's nonsense. I'll never defend that mess. And quite frankly, like I said, there's responsible, there's irresponsible on both sides.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I from my experience with church, the minister of music, it is a rough job. I'm not even. I done seen some guys that play the piano. They'll go in the back room and be crying. I'll be like, brother, what you back here crying for? You know what I'm saying? Be like, man, I gotta do this. And I have gave some minister music money. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, here, man, go on, take care of it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel where he coming from. And then you gotta pump and prime the people. You gotta deal with people bringing bacon sandwiches in the church, eating while they're trying to praise and worship. Yeah. You gotta deal with the sister who always chewing the gum in the back. You hear her over the
not the bacon sandwiches.
Yes.
How about the one that the one that always want to lead a song?
Every Sunday, no lie. Every Sunday, she ate her bacon sandwich through praise and worship. I said, this lady got to be something got to be wrong with her. She praise and worship. I'm serious, but it is a hard job, and church is a business. I do understand the aspects of the business of it. But a lot of things we need to a lot as a church, they need to break away and handle that. And not just that though, like he just said, it's on both sides. And some people are very manipulative, you know what I'm saying, when dealing with the church and the pastor or whatever. And certain members know they can smooth over the first lady, smooth over the pastor, and it's something, But at the end of the day, we need to fight, and I know a lot of churches don't believe in fighting. We gotta stand up, and we gotta take a stand.
Yeah.
I tell pastors, I ask pastors all the time. A lot of pastors still call me and stuff like that. I'll be asking, I'll be like, man, if that was your son getting killed, what would you do? Don't tell me we got to pray. No, That's not true. That's not true, my brother. I know that's not true.
Well, let's be clear. That 501c3 comes with a stipulation, if you will.
Okay.
I heard you say earlier that agendas are pushed by the pulpit, and that is very true. 501c3, it can mute you as to what you can say and what you can do.
That's true.
So these churches that are under that, for fear of, hey, the government striking back, because now, you are tax free, you got so many things that you can do. If you're caught, and I know some of the verbiage is definitely, you cannot speak against the government.
Right.
So
Wow.
you'll see a lot of churches that choose not to go under 501c3. Churches that do right, when they ask for your tax information at the end of the year before tax time, they give you a printout of what you have donated, so that way you can write that off on your taxes. Now,
Right.
if they've asked you for your tax information and they haven't given you that, you may want to switch. And that's just real spill. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw a jewel out there on G Clark. For the churches, trying to do away with the 501c3. Why don't they start looking into a 508 trust or a 508 corp sole?
Right.
I'm gonna throw a jewel out there.
And anybody looking for holy water, you can get it for free down at Indian Springs. That's all I'm saying. Indian Springs. Anybody that's from Georgia, if you got some grandparents, you can ask them about it. Indian Springs, it'll cost you $5 to park, or if you got a Georgia State pass, which you can get one for the low, it'll let you into any park. But Indian Springs, that's down close to Jackson, Georgia, on the south side. If you're on the north side, there's Cave Springs over by Rome. You can go to these places and get alkaline water free from the spring. I've been doing it for years.
Well, I'm riding with you next time you go.
All right, we go.
I got the gas.
Seriously,
fill her up.
Yeah, me and my pops, we going Sunday. So if you want to ride, let's go.
All right. Yes, sir. Hey, another thing with churches, Brother Knowledge mentioned, either you, G. Clark, or Brother Knowledge mentioned, but when church members don't get along, or the deacon clashing with the pastor, a lot of times church members see that, and then like the deacon may leave or go to another church, or the pastor may leave and start another church. And when that divide of the church, it makes that the main church break apart, and it lose a lot of this momentum, and as far as membership and stuff. Why is it so hard for church to keep the family together? They instead of going off and getting little hotel lobbies and stuff to do service, why we just work things out?
You want me to take that knowledge, or you got it?
I'm gonna give a small shot, and then I'm gonna be quiet. A lot of people go to church, they don't like leadership because they wasn't raised to pay attention and to listen to leadership. Now, he says 6 things I hate, yea, 7 is abomination. One of them things that he hates is he that sow discord among his brethren. You got a brother in the church like that, the board or the church need to pull that brother into the office and have a meeting with him. And I hate to say it, he needs to leave because he's sowing discord among the brethren, especially if the church is already have an agenda that he's pushing forward. And then you got somebody in there backbiting, sowing discord. It's a business. It's a business decision. Sometimes you can take your spirituality and then go somewhere else and be spiritual. Because at the same time, you're not being spiritual in the place where you're supposed to be paying attention and listening to your leader.
I'll just add that church is notorious for cliques. My foe and no more. If you've been in church long enough, you can probably pick out the cliques. And like you said, somebody else feel that they've been blessed with 5 sentences, and now they think that they can, lead a congregation. And usually they find out the hard way that, it's more than just, writing your presentation or your sermon, however you want to call it, and delivering it on Sunday. A pastor that's doing what he's supposed to do is going to go see the sick. Again, we this doesn't make sense at many churches, but on a Sunday, third Sundays, well, right now we're only doing first Sundays in the parking lot, but when things were regular, third Sundays, we pack up our equipment, we go to a nursing home out in Douglasville and bring the church to the elderly that couldn't get there. So all of those things, like, that's responsibility. People want the attention, they want the glory, they want the acknowledgement. However, when it comes to the responsibility, then it's a eye-opening situation. You know, it's different when you sing in background, whether as opposed to you having the lead. You know what I'm saying? A good leader can lead the musicians, they can lead the vocalists, they can do something that's not in the song and make it a new thing. And if you don't know how to do it and you ain't got that and you can just sing good notes, there's a difference, and people will notice, and you will notice eventually. So yeah, man, that I agree. Business decision. If you going against what we're doing, hey, sorry, go ahead and do it.
Yeah. Wanda?
Wanda, can't hear you, Wanda.
Wanda, her mic is muted. Yeah.
You speak you speak very well because we can read your lips. You said my mic is muted.
Yep. You're speaking in tongues over there.
I'm not a good lip reader, but you're doing well.
Yeah, man. But yeah, church, man. I mean, I miss church, but it's the members make the church. You know, to me, growing up, the members make the church. Especially, I like being around them old ladies at church.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
We can hear you.
There you go.
Yes. Don't say it no more, or you gonna get kicked off tonight.
That's quite all right. I'm about to kick everybody off.
That's your line. That's your line.
So I know, right? You know what? She put that blazer on today, and it just, Lady V just came and showed out. I have a question. Knowledge, you said that if churches don't want to do something, and I kind of missed that because I went to refresh my water, that they should get another type of corporation set up.
508 trust or 508 corp sole.
So what's the difference, and why should they do that? What does that do exactly?
508 means you're a creature of the state. You have to look it up. 508 trust means you're independent, and you cannot accept no benefits from the United States corporation.
Oh, okay. So therefore, they would just be dependent solely on the church and the members of the church.
Still tax exempt.
Okay, but it's just
not doing like LLC ministries, stuff like that, or ministries. They name ministries LLC to avoid some of the cloudiness dealing with the 501c3.
Gotcha. Rules. Okay, that makes sense. So we had a lot of comments, and people were appreciating the conversation a lot, and we kind of like just blew by it because y'all was on fire, so couldn't keep up with a lot of stuff that was being said. But I think we all can just agree that there's a responsibility of the church, and some are meeting it and others aren't. But then too, we as people, we have a responsibility within the church or even outside of the church, this big thing of community. And I think of just sharing the things that we are blessed to gain knowledge of. And this is how we grow. Because like I said, today I got excited. I learned 3 new things today, and I think every day we should be learning something, and we should be sharing, teaching. So any last words from our esteemed guest, starting with you, Mr. G. Clark, since you was a late joiner?
Look, I number one, I appreciate you for allowing me to join the show. I've been in the chat on not this thread, but the other thread, the past like 3 shows, man, and I've enjoyed all of y'all's input. I just want the listeners to know that, look, examine yourself. That comes from a scripture. I can't quote it. That's why I'm a minister of music. But it says, examine yourself first. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, before you look at the pastor, before you look at anything else, before you look at somebody else complaining about something, examine yourself first. and be honest with yourself. Now, if things don't line up, once you finish examining yourself and then the outside sources, all right, maybe a switch is needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of folks, let's just be real. You know, whether it be phone service, whether it be a bank that you got that ain't doing you right, you know, people tend to stick with what's comfortable as opposed to doing what's needed. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. Examine yourself. If you know they ain't been doing right for years, why you ain't moved? You know, I'm sorry. If you gonna sit there and be in the toilet, you gonna complain about what's coming in and out of the toilet. Come on. I mean, like, common sense tell you to get out the toilet. You know what I'm saying? So that's it for me. Examine yourself.
Okay. Knowledge.
I would like to say, a lot of people in the community, you know, always ask me, you know, about church and stuff like that, because they know that's where I come from. It's a journey. Dealing with knowledge is a journey, and taking an unbiased opinion and doing comparative religious studies to actually find a strong esoteric truth is a journey. And I challenge people to do that, to take that. I'm not saying go and bash and destroy where you come from or where you start gaining your information from. But at the same time, take it and grow from it, and then know that church is a business, because it depends on the people. You know what I'm saying? And then if any pastors is listening, you should really think about adding some form of financial literacy into the agenda of the program or your particular church, because it can grow your church. It's facts.
I love
Business, and people be like, well, I heard a lady tell me one time, business and spirituality don't go together. I said, all right, you so spiritual, then pay your light bill. I want to see you do that.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna happen. It's a business. We just got to be more conscious about what we do in any organization that we're a part of. And I do like the part that G. Clark brought up about the clicks. I forgot about that. You know, it passed me up. You're right. You know, as I grew in church, I started saying, like, okay, I know these five sisters, they rolling together.
Right.
You know, we got to stop the click, and us as a people, I'm gonna say it for the church, stop the discord. As in the conscious community, stop the debating, because we're doing the same thing that the so-called people doing. You got Church of God in Christ, Baptist, Presbyterian, all that stuff, and they be like, well, my pastor do this, my pastor do this. And in the conscious community, you got Kemet, you got Hebrew, you got Islam, you got Nation of Gods and Earth. Stop all of that.
Aboriginal, indigenous.
Aboriginal. Because one thing is known. We did not wake ourselves up today, and we did not put ourselves to sleep. So you know there's a higher power. That's point blank.
Exactly.
Can I
Amen.
just one last thing, and I swear I'm done.
Okay, Grady. Oh, that wasn't Grady. That's G. Clark. Okay. I just
want, because we went back to clicks. Church it's funny to me, because church, we know that it's a place. To me, the church is really a hospital, and it's the only hospital on earth where sick people get mad at other people coming in sick.
Wow, that's powerful.
G. Clark. Okay, G. Clark, I get you a bill on that one.
That's powerful.
You reached down there. You reached down there and got it.
That's all I got. I'm gonna shut up.
That's all you got.
I won't elaborate. That's all. That's it.
That's powerful.
That was good right there. All right, Lady V. Last word, or is it Nurse V? You turn back to a pumpkin.
No, still Lady V.
Okay, Lady V.
I just want to motion everything that Knowledge just said. That made a lot of sense, to sum it up. Also, I recommend that everyone gain some spiritual independence about themselves. So when crises and pandemics do arise, you'll have what you need in order to sustain yourself. If you can't always reach pastor, you can't always go to the church or whoever you call on. So get some spiritual independence about yourself and seek knowledge.
Real talk.
Real talk. Real talk. Okay. Everybody get a bell tonight. Y'all just getting all the bell ringing. Okay, Grady. Now, Grady, you gonna get your bell tonight?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm getting my bell. Everybody don't say what the hell I want to say. Well, all I got to say is get them these jokes.
and we need these jokes.
Yeah. Look here, people, when you go to church, stay in your lane. If you're not singing, stay in the congregation. Well, all right. If you know how to play music, go join the ministry.
Great. You get a bell too.
Say that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know, G-Clark gonna agree with that, man.
Man, for real. Yeah, please stop singing these songs on the radio, please.
I grew up in the choir, singing. I'm talking with multiple choirs. You have people singing in the choir when the choir director say, "Hey, can you sing a little bit lower?" No. You know. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And don't worry about that. Everybody, go get your message. Go get your lesson.
Go get your message. Go get your lesson.
And stop stressing if you don't have that 10% to put in every Sunday.
Yeah.
Stop stressing about that.
If you really read, tithes was not just money, it was food.
Correct.
Because people would take long trips to get to church. So it
was.
Did not make sense for people to go and have to pay somebody else for food. The church will provide food for the parishioners and their visitors. So 10% of your time is just as much.
Your time, your money, your energy, and everything else.
Absolutely.
I love it. So everybody watching has laughed with us and they amen. I like this comment that Tiasha said. She said that old song that says sweep around your own front door. Grady, you got that song?
Huh?
You got that song queued up, Grady?
Like queued up because I didn't even see it in there.
Well, see, you got your glasses on. What's going on? They not working. Huh? They not working.
No, I wasn't trying to read.
Okay. So we will be back next Monday. You know, this is the family. We're gonna call ourselves the family. This the family. The family might change, but we always gonna give it to you just like we got it to give.
You want me to play this song?
Hit it. I'm waiting. I'm doing short talks.
You know, there are too many people trying to take care of other folks' business. They can't even take care of their own. What you need to do is take 6 months to mind your own business.
Amen.
What?
To leave other folks' business alone. All I say is sweep around your own.
Go ahead, Tiasha. That bell is just for you, TT.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are opening the doors.
Bring them on in. G-Clark. Bring them on in.
You ain't gotta come to the altar, but you can leave. We got sweet potato
pie. Love offering.
Yes. I don't think we're gonna be able to find that song.
We got collard greens and sweet potato pie and cornbread back there in the back. Y'all more than welcome. Come on back there. But the pastor got to eat first. The pastor got to get his plate.
But if you can see the splinter in my eye and can't see the whole rainforest coming out of yours, this song is for you.
I love my family.
And don't forget to drop your love offering in the basket on the way out.
Let me give y'all some happy music while y'all get to bring the offering.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we really out of here, y'all. If y'all got something to do, go do what y'all gotta do. We will be back. Hit it one time, Brady. What we got?
We got collard green, macaroni cheese, cornbread, and some
fried chicken.
What's in them collard greens? You know I'm a vegan now.
We got ham hock.
But we got another pot.
I guess I'll just move it to the side.
And macaroni and cheese.
Hey, I heard a pastor preach one time. He say, "Y'all vegans, y'all vegans."
Hey, real quick for any vegan.
He told the mother in the back, bring me a meat sandwich. I said,
okay, we out of here. Y'all have a great night, people. Thanks for tuning in to the Wanda D. Hollis show with the family. Okay.
Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love.
Peace and love. See you next week. Oh, and join me tomorrow morning at 6:00. It's day 79 of our 100 days of motivation to manifestation on the Wake Up Winning for Entrepreneurs. So we getting it done. I'll see you in the morning.
I'm gonna take you out in the morning. I'm gonna take you out in the morning and see what you be talking about.
Well, you know, come on.
Be talking.
I be talking my junk. Okay.
I'm at the grade your performance.
Well, that's all right. Bring your grade book. I ain't scared.
Green beans.